It's time for Ryan's Roses. So this is a public service, and let me read you. Here's the email we got. Leslie, Culver City. She says here in the email, I was out of town for the weekend with the kids, and I tried to reach my husband on the phone, but he did not pick up. A little while later, I checked the location of his iPhone, and he was in the Venice Beach area. Ooh. Nice area. Great area. Nice to roam around. Fantastic on the weekends. Hello, Abbott Kinney. I didn't think anything of it until later that day when a girlfriend of ours Instagrammed a picture from the same area. It just seemed like way too much of a coincidence. So I asked him who he was with that day. He said he went for a beer by himself because it was a beautiful day. That sounds strange. A beautiful day by yourself, a beer. Then later he changed his story and said that a couple of his buddies were there day drinking and he joined them. When I mentioned that she was there that day too, he acted surprised, which was weird, make him even more suspicious. All right, Leslie? Yes. Thank you for sending us the email. So tell me about this girl that was in the same area as your husband. Is she a real friend? Have you always thought that she was were you suspicious of her before? Like, give me some background and context on this girl.
I mean, she's one of those flirty girls, you know. She's one of those always posting on Instagram, look at my hot body at the beach kind of girls. But I don't know. It was weird because I was out of town. I was gone for the weekend. I had the kids. You know, I tried calling my husband. He didn't pick up. So, you know, when he didn't call me back, I checked his location on my iPhone, and he was in Venice Beach. He was near this bar we like to go to sometimes, and I was like, well, okay. But then a friend of ours, this girl, she popped up on Instagram, and she was in the same area in Venice Beach as my husband, like practically right in front of the bar that we like to go to. And it was like one of those, like I told you, like loving the sun in California posts. And it just, you know, it bugged me because it seemed like it was like too much of a coincidence.
But just because, so now, first he said he was having a beer by himself, which sounds a little strange. Then he says he was with his buddies day drinking, so he's already changed his story. But even though he changed his story, and even if this girl was around, what makes you think that he hooked up with her? I mean, it doesn't mean that they automatically, were together.
Well, I know, so it was just like the fact that she was there, and then he didn't answer his phone, and then he said that he was by himself, and then I found out he's not by himself. But
you're jumping to the conclusion that all of that means that he is hooking up with this girl?
Yeah, but, you know, later I mentioned to him, I was like, so, you know, I saw that Janet was there too by the beach, and he tried acting all surprised, but it was one of those, you know, when people get that look on their face when they've been caught, but then they deny something, and you just know there's something wrong.
Yeah, but maybe okay. So let's just call him because maybe he clearly didn't tell you the truth at first, and maybe he just felt bad that he was out with all these people in the middle of the day. But
maybe she just happened to be there.
Doesn't mean anything happened. Let's find out. We'll make the call to your husband. Hang on for 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Leslie.
Hi.
So I need you to say, Ryan, you have my permission to call, and then whatever your husband's name is on Kiss FM.
Ryan, you have my permission to call on Kiss FM.
How long have you been married, Tim?
We've been married for 5 years.
All right. Here we go. Good luck, all right? Sisney's going to actually get him on the line. She's going to offer him some flowers. We're going to find out who he sends them to. You said this other girl's name is Janet.
Yes.
So if he sends them to her, then we have a problem. And we'll find out if he sends them to somebody else or you or whatever. Then we want to find out what he writes on the card because that's key too, okay?
Okay.
Good luck. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Alex?
Yeah, that's me.
Hi, Alex. My name is Marissa. How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Well, hi. I'm calling from the Blooming Florist. We're actually a new flower shop here in Culver City, right on Jefferson. And I'm calling because you've actually been selected today to receive a free dozen roses. We're doing a promotion where we're giving out free flowers today, and you've been selected.
Free roses.
Yeah, they're absolutely free. I actually don't need any billing information from you, credit card information, nothing. I just need the name of the person you want to send them to. We can write a cute little note on there, and they'll be out this afternoon. Or you can send them later this week, whatever's more convenient for you.
Hang on.
Okay.
I know the free roses game. I know what this is.
Oh, well, we do this once, we do this once a week here at this flower shop. Did we
No.
happen to call you last week by accident?
No. I get it. This is the roses thing. My wife is probably on the line right now. There aren't any real roses, and I just want her to know that I love her. Okay?
Well, there are free dozen roses. You can send them to anybody. I don't know what you're talking about, but
I get it. My wife's on the phone right now. I know this is the radio. I just want her to, Leslie, I want you to know I love you.
I love you too. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It was just really weird to me that you were lying to me. Like really weird.
Look, you're right, and I am going to be bringing you a beautiful bouquet of roses from a real florist tonight. You were right. You were right to be suspicious. I was with a friend of ours the other day, and I did not tell you the truth about it. But I want you to know that nothing happened.
Alex, I actually have to tell you. I have to tell you, you're being broadcast on the air. Obviously, you know that, but I need to say that on the record. My name is Ryan. That's Sissany.
Hi.
Your wife is on the line. You were at a bar with some friends, and her friend Janet was there. She thinks that you're messing around with this girl. What's going on, and why did you say all the things you just said?
It looks bad, and I know it looks bad, and I should have come clean about it before, but it's not what it. Okay, so what happened was we were supposed to go with a big group, and just everybody else bailed, and we decided to go hang out anyway, and have a drink. It's not like,
why did you lie to your wife in the first place?
Yeah.
And did anything happen with Janet?
No, nothing happened at all. It's just I just panicked a little, and because I knew it looked bad, and I know sometimes that's all that matters. And
No,
so
if it's not bad, then it's not bad. If it's not bad, it's not bad. You just tell her the truth.
Yep, you're totally right. At the time, it just seemed like if we never had to talk about it, it would have been a lot easier. But no, I mean, nothing happened. I love you, and I love our children, and I was totally disrespectful to lie to you about that, and I get how it looks, but that's all it was. It was.
So, Leslie, do you forgive him?
I mean, I just feel like I'm going to have to talk to Janet because you had said that you were out with your friends, and now all of a sudden you're saying that your friends didn't show up.
Yeah. You can talk to Janet. She can say, she can tell you the same thing. They said they were going to be there, and then they all just one at a time bailed. And
listen, bro, for a guy that's not that forthcoming, you're very forthcoming. You know, you could have really cut this off at the pass by just being honest with her at the beginning,
instead of creating all these lies.
I get now how bad it looks.
Well, Alex, thank you for staying on and explaining all of this to us, and we appreciate your honesty here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. And
Leslie,
I'm sorry. I lied to you.
Leslie, good luck with your conversation with Janet, all right?
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Okay.
What? The what?
That was a lot.